So, none of us here have Libra. I just want to bring in everyone who has Libra is dead. So, like, notice how the KO Avises just attacked that face chicken and did 5,000... Yeah! These things are practically super bosses. Don't fight them at this point. I'm glad they're restricted to just a tiny room that you never need to go to. Even if you're exploring this place that you never need to go to. It's like an optional area within an optional area. But yeah, don't go there unless you're really confident in your abilities. I'll see you back at the save point, and then I will give a Dramalek to someone. Now, if I did my research right, I don't think he gives anyone access to any particularly good skills. Okay, so Shikari gets Shades of Black. Bushi gets Soul Eater. Machinist gets nothing. Knight gets nothing. Archer gets nothing. Red Battle Mage gets nothing. Ulan gets an extra battle lore. Black Mage gets hand bombs too. White Mage gets battle lore and Soul Eater. And Time Battle Mage gets White Magic 4, which we already had via access to. So depending on class combinations, you might not even need certain espers to get particular abilities, but the weird thing is, I kind of feel like, and anyway, like Barsh kind of earned this, honestly. I feel like it's actually best on Barsh. I guess I should actually mention something. In my first playthrough, a Dramalek was one of the espers I gave to Barsh. Because there's 13 espers, it works out that, like, with one left over, you can give 2 to each party member, and that's what I did in the original game. I remember I actually gave Matthias to Pinello. I do remember giving a Dramalek to Barsh, though. But yeah, with 2 espers on Barsh, I doubt I'm gonna go and give, any more to him. That'd just kind of feel unfair to other party members, but... these 2 save slots are identical, except that I'm missing some misgauges in one of them. Okay, it's actually a new recording session here, about a week after I last recorded, and I realized that, turns out the map was actually in the Archaeo Avis room, so I'm gonna have to go back there. But at least I'm glad I went back here, because then, you know, I get to save after having beaten, the Esper. And now we have to be very careful. Oh, right, that's not going to help. It's going to be right in our faces when we next go through there. Okay, well... maybe it's going to be distracted? Those mouths look really horrifying up close. Oh, well, there's Disease! Didn't think this would be our first time seeing Disease status, but let's hopefully try and pick this up. Yes, silence trap, I don't care. There's the map. And, well, we'd already pretty much explored everywhere. There's, like, nothing else we have left to go through except a tiny part of that area, underneath the save room, but, yeah, you know what, let's just run out of here. So, Disease, you'll probably be seeing the effects of Disease right now. And now I'm gonna have to swap in some other people to, it's probably gonna be easier to run if I only have 1 person in the party, but 3 people means more people to absorb the damage. So, Disease, finally I had to talk about this. If I take, like, Fran out of the party and I put, like, let's say, Varn or Pinello into the party, so you might notice something about the max HP there. The guy at Mount Bur Omisace said, oh, both of you already Phoenix Sounding, this is going to display it. So, the guy at Mount Bur Omisace already said that, if you get inflicted by disease, your wounds won't heal. What it actually means is that your current HP becomes your maximum HP. And it doesn't go away when you're KO'd either, so if somebody gets KO'd while they're diseased, they get brought back with 1 HP. And I'm going to put Balthier on fleeing mode so I don't waste my Phoenix Downs, because he'll repeatedly use them as Varn just keeps dying. So, Disease is horrifying, especially when combined with Sap, which makes your HP slowly drain, and again, your max HP is your current HP. So, it's just, in general, like, you want to cure it. And also, Disease is quite hard to cure. You need either one of the higher levels of Remedy Lore, or an item that in this version is called a serum. It was called a vaccine in the original PS2 version, but I'm guessing they changed that because generally vaccines only immunize you against, hang on a second. Ash might be my only party member left. That could be really bad. But yeah, they only immunize you against a disease rather than actually curing it. But in general, the main problem with Disease is that, healing is pretty much useless, and even if you're revived, it won't go away. Just need to go through here a little bit. Have I even... I don't think I've actually killed any of these tortoises yet. So, you know, I should probably try that. Somebody needs to get rid of that poison from Balthier too. I have bajillions of antidotes, that's fine. Oh, I mean, the poison from Ash, but oh well. And now, what Gambit set is Ash on? She's on buffing and dispelling. I'll put her on actually damaging. You, I think you're weak to fire? Fran could actually, I know Fran's casting fire, so that's probably what it is weak to, but I'm gonna have Fran Libra here. Yeah, it is weak to fire. I mean, Balthier's already shooting, but which ammo does he have? Silent. That's fine. At least it's not going to be absorbed. Yeah, with decent fire damage, this thing really isn't that bad at all. With how much, like, weaknesses seem to multiply damage in this game, you can fight higher leveled enemies pretty easily, provided that they don't attack in too many numbers and that, you know, you have the right spells for it. For example, Arrow is actually showing its age a little bit now. It's not really doing all that much even with the weakness, but I can go ahead and switch over to a Cherry Staff mid-battle just to slightly buff it, though I get the feeling Ash is probably going to die in like a second. Toxify just inflicts like poison on a lot of people. On an area, basically. It's not really like an actually dangerous damaging move. Stop, though, is pretty bad. Is there somebody behind us attacking? It doesn't look like it. I guess one of them just teleported. Well, we killed one of them. I do like these whole sort of dirty, maned, evil horse things. They just, I don't know, they just kind of look cool and sort of creepy at the same time. Nice job, Diamond Armlet there. Still, one at a time is probably not going to be that hard to handle. And there we go. I read that for a second as Grimoire Airhead. What is it with those Grimoire items and me misreading them? I'm not really sure what the chances of any good treasures showing up here are, so I think I'm just going to focus on getting out of here. Don't really need to fight much else. These things are mainly concerned with just trying to poison us rather than kill us, unless we directly try and pick a fight. I do like that sort of window there. Oh, well, if there's a chest right next to us, I'll pick it up. Or, you know, come on, let me actually press the right button. Sometimes it can be a little hard to. There we go. Pfft. Wasn't worth it, let's just leave. And not step on that. I'm guessing that's probably a Sten Needle. And this should lead us out into the Osmone Plain. And in fact, that's actually not a bad place to be right now, because I need to pick up a hunt at Jahara, I think, for the Mind Flayer. So I'll see you over there. Oh! Oh, there's a Wind Elemental here. I didn't know they could show up. I guess they show up in overcast weather, and that thing's gonna go crazy now, isn't it? Or did it not see us? Did you see? Oh, you didn't see us. Okay. Sylphie Entites. Yeah, as much as I was talking about earlier, about how you probably, like, can fight things that are higher level than you if you have the right stuff, I'm not going to try and fight that, because elementals tend to be really dangerous, and also, that thing's almost certainly weak to earth, and I don't have any earth magic, so my main tactic of fighting higher level enemies is not really going to help me there. Yes, you have a name, so you're probably the petitioner. So in D&D, Mind Flayers tend to be very, very dangerous enemies, and if I'm remembering right, in Final Fantasy I, Mind Flayers were some of the worst enemies in the whole game, although I think they got localized as, like, just Wizard in the original version. Where the mist is densest, Phase 1 dig, okay. Although saying bear right just reminds me of a car navigation system. Though we don't really need your directions, because we can just go to the clan primer and check hunts and find out exactly where it is. Also, the kind of grow-worthy pun in this hunt name, the Mine Flayer. So it's... okay, it's decently far in. It's in that hallway of evil horses that are nowhere near as dangerous as the evil horses we were just fighting. I'm lazy. I really should just get a chocobo and walk here, but... Oh, hi there. Okay, then. Okay, Vaughn levels up on the way down there. And Revenge of the Jellies! Thankfully, I know they're weak to fire this time, so fire spam, go! Now, it should be in this area, but I'm going to try and clear out the other enemies first. Okay, everybody is buffed just in case it shows up, but I get the feeling there might either be other conditions or you need to kill everything in the screen before it does appear. Because it really should be here. Maybe you do need to kill everything on the screen. Oh, right, okay. It only appears if the active party has full MP. Now, like I said, I believe this only applies to the active party. So if I were to say swap out to only 2 characters who had full MP but leave everyone else out, is it going to show up or not? Or does it have to actually be everyone? Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, and it's seen us, so I can't go and swap in an alternate party. But I guess I can try that, although Bubble's worn off on a few of my characters. The Mind Flayer uses inverts to turn your current HP into your current MP. Which can be really bad, because obviously MP is usually a lot smaller, but the thing is, it is susceptible to Berserk, which is what I'm going to attempt to do on it. Berserk and Slow both work. And honestly, I think I'd rather have Barsh than Fran. Because I'm going to actually have Penelo go for Berserk on it immediately, just to make that the highest priority. But I should also try and... okay, yeah, you'll see there Vaughn's HP just went really low because his HP and MP just got swapped. I'll put... Fran has Dispel too. I'll use Fran for that. So Fran can dispel his haste, because haste is naturally a really bad thing to have on enemies. Oh, haste and faith, that's even worse. Doesn't seem to have a ton of HP. Does Fran have... I wouldn't think Fran would have slow, which... oh, she does have slow. Okay, I can try that. Because slow's pretty much guaranteed to work. Okay, it doesn't have a lot of health, though. And it has a few abilities that it kind of likes to... did Fran just drain that fire? I'll have to look back in the footage when I edit this. But if the burning bow makes you drain fire, that's kind of cool. It's not berserked, but honestly, like, its HP is low enough that I'll soul it to. I don't know what that does. I kind of wanted to not berserk it, just see what that does. Oh, it can fully heal itself. Right. Hero's March, I've heard, is a bad thing as well. Oh, it just gives it a bunch of buffs. That's actually not too bad. I can just dispel all of that. Except Penelo, for some reason, can't use any magic. Is she, because she's berserked. Did it reflect that? Okay, then. Or I was an idiot and I made Penelo berserk herself. That might have actually been what I did. In that case, dispelling its buffs take priority over dispelling Penelo, because yes, you do actually cure berserk in this version of the game with dispel. Mystery Waltz, I'm not sure what that does, but, okay. I could attempt to have you dispel berserk off of Penelo, because I may have just been straight up stupid and, had Penelo, dispel it. Well, if Penelo's casting regen, then obviously she's not berserked anymore. Yeah, I must not have, selected foes. And, great, Penelo's already down. I wonder if I can just try and sort of, unless Fran just goes down immediately, but its HP's pretty low. I want to see if I can quickening chain him. Is Invert going to go off before the quickening does? Looks like the quickening goes first, good. Triple mischarge, okay then. Oh, almost got that. Okay, 12 hits, that's quite a long chain, so I'm wondering what concurrence I'll get from this. And this also makes me wonder if... Don't quote me on this, because I could be wrong, I haven't really seen any, like, walkthroughs that talk about this, but the Henna Mines, lore-wise, has a dense concentration of mist. Wow, that's the second best concurrence, I think, after Black Hole. I think that requires 2 of every level. And, yep, it is instantly down. So I don't know if I just got lucky there, or if, like, again, lore-wise, areas that are considered to have high concentrations of mist actually give you a higher chance of getting mischarge. I wouldn't be surprised if that was true, but again, I'm probably wrong. Like, I don't know if it's an actual mechanic, but if that was a mechanic, it would be helpful for getting the higher level concurrences for the Sky Pirates Den. So I'm wishing that it actually is a mechanic, but it may not be. Before I left this place, I went to check if there were any rare game, and there's one rare game that requires... I haven't seen Heavy Rain in this area before, that's interesting. There's one rare game that requires something that we can't access yet, and there's another that is only in the post-game section, well, not post-game, but like the Super Dungeon section of the Henna Mines. I mean, I'm not entirely sure of that, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case because it's like in the level 60s. And we have defeated your Mind Flayer. Carmagnol, I think that's like a decent piece of armor that we might be able to equip now. Much lower vitality, but it gives way better defense than what Ash currently has. Although in a way that might actually be better for somebody like Fran or... Yeah, I'll give that to Fran, because she's sort of in the thick of the action more than Ash is. And they said the Geomancer wants to speak with us? Yeah, there he is. Ah, okay. So what this guy is saying is, you need more espers. I believe you actually need all 12 of the other espers before he lets you into the secret part of the Henna Mines, which has the final 13th esper. Could be wrong about that, but I feel like that's pretty likely that you need all 12 of the other ones. And so, off to Ayurt Village. I knew that one day we would be doing a hunt quest for the Viera here. Just didn't expect it to be this soon. And actually, I should probably unload the whole bunch of crap I just got from the Zertnan Caverns and other stuff. I think most of these are safe to sell, honestly. I think I looked them up and they probably are. You can get a moon ring via other means, but it's a lot harder, and I think you only need one to sell. I think it's an ingredient for the Artemis bow, which is like the best bow in the game. Well, it used to be the best bow in the game. There's a new bow that was added to this version, and it's like... it makes the Zodiac Spear look like a joke in terms of how much of a guide dang it is to find. That was a lot of stuff, and there's nothing new in the bazaar for that, wow. Well, at least I can get the Forgotten Griamore. The War Mage's monograph. Okay, that gives you better loot drops from amorphs, which I think is like things like flans, and undead. I think they were on the other side of this hexagon? Oh yeah, they're all the way up here. Nera. The Vorpal Bunny, and that's its name in Japanese too. Once each 7 years. Okay, a very rare animal, and we have to kill it. Oh, okay. Vision dust sounds like some kind of drug thing. Yeah, that still sounds very druggish. Okay, yet more bunny elf politics. Yeah, I'm sure the elders would be pretty mad if they found out you're enlisting our aid for this, but we can do it for you. And by somewhere in the Golmore jungle, we can, well, find out exactly where it is via the hunt menu. So, it's in the Rustling Chapel, which could be a problem because that area is full of decently high-level enemies. The other problem, as I have actually kind of spoiled myself on this hunt a little bit, don't really remember it, but I was looking at the wiki a bit, and the Vorpal Bunny, as they hinted there, it runs. So, I have a strategy for this fight. I'm going to try and berserk it, because apparently if it's berserked, it won't run, which makes sense, it'll just be focusing on blindly attacking you. I didn't actually end up going to this corner of the map when I first visited, so I'm just going to get this filled out. And now might be a good time test fighting Hellhounds. I equipped Bolthy with the Aqua Shot because I'm pretty sure they're weak to... Yep, they're definitely weak to water. I should probably turn off Ash's Water Weakness Gambit because... yeah, water is really not going to do a lot of damage here. Oh, here comes another one. I'm not really sure I want Penello's Berserk Gambit to be, going off now. Not against the Hellhounds. Crazy Bunnies, yes. Crazy Hellhounds, no. We're all level 30 now. This could actually be a bad thing, going up against the next Esper, but I'll talk about that later. Nice crit there. See, guns are actually really good when you have the right elemental ammo that something's weak to. 31, that's actually kind of a good thing. I want to get a few people to level 31 for the Esper fight. Although, 31 is also a bad thing in that fight. Oh no, I forgot about the Coerls. Blizzard, okay. They're weak to that. Oh, they're smart enough to use silence on your main card. Well, either that or it's a total coincidence they targeted Ash, but if they are smart enough to use that on your casters, that's a serious problem. If I'm going to be finding things weak to ice, let's equip the Glacial Staff and change over Ash's Gambit, like her default attacking spell from Thunder to Blizzard. Wow, that staff really makes a lot of difference. It went from like 2,000 each to 3. Oh, there's the Vorpal Bunny. Okay, I forgot that it showed up here. Gambit, Penelo, switch over to berserking things, and also berserk it now. I really need to berserk this thing right now. Otherwise, it's gonna lead us on a chase through this entire area. Yep, see, it's already running. Okay, good, it's berserked. I'm gonna preemptively shoot down this Hellhound with Bolthia just in case it decides, hey guys, can I be in this battle? It's actually not entirely, like, I don't know, it's actually somewhat dangerous. Oh, on second thoughts, maybe it was just the Hellhound that was doing a lot of damage to us. I've got to keep an eye on it, because if its stuff wears off, also Ash Dispel, please. Let's get rid of that Protect, that'll make things way easier. Yeah, Blizzara's not doing a lot, even with the staff from Ash. Oh, there goes Bolthia. And it's lost its Berserk and it's running. So, Penelo, you Berserk it again. It's lost a decent amount of health, but yeah, it's pretty fast. And it will also heal if it gets too far away from you. Thankfully, Berserk has a pretty solid success rate against it from the looks of things. But speaking of Berserk, I want to also try something. We've got a dinosaur on us, but let's actually try Berserking Barsh. Although that's just going to make him mindlessly attack whatever's closest, which in this case is not the bunny. That's a bit of a problem. I forgot what the Dinosaur's weak to. I think it's weak to wind. But at this point, Ash's Blizzard's going to be doing more. I'm going to actually have her target it first. Actually, no, if she targets the bunny, it'll hit that too. Penelo's just buffing right now. Okay. I should probably put that up the top of her Gambits list. Then just switch her over to this for now, maybe. Okay, the Dinosaur is down. Berserk Barsh is still only doing like 700 to it. It can counter, but it is getting fairly low. Hopefully it should be gone soon. Feel kind of bad for this, because we're killing this rare once in every 7 years creature in order to use its tail to make drugs. But, well, anything for payment. So yeah, that's a relative. I do like how they do, like, different things with all of the hunt battles. Some of them are pretty creative in how they work. Oh, that came just in time, too, because Penelo just basically ran out of MP. So she wouldn't have been able to berserk it again without any ethers. And by the time I ethered her, it would probably have run away pretty far. Does anybody here not have a mage's hat? No, it's slightly better than what she had before. Oh, okay, we immediately get some... Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the Vision Dust is actually very important then. Okay. What is the right answer here? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay, the origins of said politics. That one actually had a little bit of a subplot to it. That was pretty cool. Lightning arrows too, which you can still use with the burning bow, because again the burning bow isn't fire based. So that would have been actually no, I'm pretty sure you can't do this hunt until after the Still Shrine of Miriam anyway, so it wouldn't have been useful in the Matthias boss fight. Also those boots. Immune oil. And they also give some, wow, really, really good boosts to speed. And currently Ash is the only one who can use them, although that gets rid of her Sage's Ring. Probably would want the Sage's Ring more, honestly. Oh, we still have the Maralith to fight. Is this weak to any Esper we currently have? It's weak to water. So the best thing I have against it is Bolthia's, Aqua Shot. I don't know if I'll go after that now. I mean, we have Bubble. I could probably beat it now if I really wanted to, but I think I'm going to actually head to the Easter Sand now.